Welcome everyone to another Emerald Isle Golfer video. We are in Druids Heath today, playing the front nine. I also played the back nine, which I did film, but that one I haven't edited yet. So hole one, par four, 406 yards. Let's see how we get on. Decent enough first shot. You will have seen some of these drivers in a little short clip I put together earlier, but this is the full round. Again, not too bad. 9 wood off the grass, gets me where I need to be. Just off, just out of screen in a bunker, reasonable chip. And what's about to follow is not in any way reasonable. Um, at a pretty nasty, there's a big drop over there, so I need to chip up, get back on the green to try to get at least a bogey. As you will see by what says on the screen there, I obviously don't do that. So there's a fair amount of messing around, and I've edited this for bad language. Some of these shots are not excellent, and my reaction to them is also not excellent. I was the first chip that didn't quite make it, and there's about to be a second chip that I think does make it up, but again, not an excellent hole. Sorry about the wind noise. It was a very windy day, as you can see by the flag. Um, that's Irish golf for you. Not much we can do about that. I will be getting some better equipment to avoid noise like that. This will be the story of the day. There's an awful lot of putts that I leave very, very short, which obviously do not help my round in any way, shape, or form. Par two, sorry, hole two, par five, lovely hole. You've seen this one. Well, you've seen this entire front nine before, but I will be getting up to Donegal to play some courses there soon to have some different content. This is a great shot. However, I was being a bit ambitious. The landing zone is very small where I put it. There's a runoff, and as you can see, I put the ball in the water. So dropped a shot to playing from the drop zone. That's the way it goes. Should have been a bit more sensible, but sometimes you do actually just have to go for it. Not a great chip by any stretch of the imagination, but you know what? This is why I'm an 18 handicap golfer as opposed to any better than that. For those of you who have watched my other videos, I talked about the fact that I lost my chipper. Yes, it's an old man club, but yes, I do like it. I've actually just bought myself 2 days ago the Odyssey chipper, which I haven't really tried out yet. Need to practice that a little bit, but that will be featuring in the videos going forward because putting from off the green is great, but the chipping iron really does actually, it works for me. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it works for me. So +5 after 2 holes, not a great start. The golf does get better, I promise. Um, but the overall score is not going to be excellent because, I mean, if you're starting at +5 after 2 holes, there's not really a great deal you can do to salvage the round. I was happy enough with that shot. It was into the wind, which wasn't great, so it didn't go quite as far as I would have liked it to. There you are, getting it back into play. Not too bad. And this sums up my putting for the day. Apologies for the fruity language, but that was just how I was feeling at the time. Hole four, second par five in the front nine. Lovely hole. Again, beautiful day. Ireland's been having some pretty poor weather, interspersed with some days like this, where it's just blue skies, fluffy white clouds. When the sun shines in Ireland, it is the absolute best place in the world to be. Absolutely glorious. Cold, but absolutely glorious. As you can probably tell from my accent, I'm not from Ireland, but I've been living here for a long time. My partner is Irish. Can't see myself ever leaving. It's just a glorious, glorious place. Mentioned before, my swing mechanics are not excellent. I know this, but I'm working with what I have. I'm waiting for my friend Jonas to take his shot there. Now, some of my putts were pretty good and just happened to lip out or came a bit short. That is not an example of a good putt. That was just a bad putt. To miss it that far left from that short a distance was just poor. So, score kind of speaks for itself. Hole five, par three, lovely. More uphill than it looks. I quite often struggle in this hole, but on this occasion, hit a nine wood. Again, very much an old man club. Very much don't care. It got me in a reasonably good position. Putted that one relatively close, and let's see what happens next.
Okay, not great, but not terrible.
I think that actually is a pretty good summation of my golf in general. Always fix pitch marks on the green. Fix yours, fix another one. If you look after the course will look after you. We're all here to enjoy this game together, so do the stuff you need to do. Doing a bit of semi aim point thing there, which kind of helps me. Do struggle with my putting, as I think a lot of people do who played the sort of level of golf that I do. So any little bit helps. Just burned the edge on that one. Again, story of my day. For anyone who's been watching the Internet Invitational, by the way, I've been eagerly enjoying it. Episodes one and two were an awful lot of fun. The whole Luke Kwan drama, I don't think anything more needs to be said about that. But you know what? Episode three, when all the big guys were out, was actually a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. And Dave is, I've got to admit, he's growing up. This was a terrible shot, by the way. Just, oh, man, worst one of the round. As I was saying, Dave's kind of growing on me. You know, once you realize that he's playing a character and he's basically playing a WWE style heel, like a bad guy to generate controversy, that's fine. Once you lean into that, that's the way it goes. But I found it quite enjoyable. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. This not a bad shot actually. You sort of stun it into the front of the green, bounce it up and slow it down. So I'm really that's actually what I meant to do there. So really kind of pleased that the shot came off. Putting for par and missing. There you are. These last four holes, I feel I played reasonably well. I played bogey golf, not too much of a spoiler, but there you are. So shooting one over par is something I am relatively happy with most of the time. I'm an 18 handicap golfer, so if I can play that consistently and occasionally get a par in there, great. It's the thing I find frustrating is the sixes and sevens on par fours, which are really not necessary. And this round, particularly, the first two holes were very poor. Not enough warm up, so a seven on a par four to start with, that just does not set you up for success. And then going for it and hitting the water, dumb things happen. Put myself in a bad position there. Reasonably good chip, I felt, and then I'm about to two putt to get that in there. Got a little bit artistic with the angles here. Um, Still working with some pretty basic equipment. It's an iPhone and literally a sharpened piece of wood to keep it up. Again, bought myself a better tripod, which I'm going to be using next time I play. But like I say, I'm working with some pretty basic stuff, but I think it's fine for where I am now. Yes, that's a Scotty Cameron. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Usually play mallets. This one's sort of a mid mallet, but enjoying it very much at the moment. That was a pretty good shot. Wound up just in front of the bunker, giving me a good position for a second shot in. This, however, not great. The tracer also didn't really capture the flight there. It's thereabouts, but obviously that's a work in progress. Getting better and better at doing those. That was just a bad chip. It just went left from where I aimed. It was just generally awful. This is a super fast, super steep green, so you really got to play it short. That just missed by millimeters again. But happy enough. On the green in three, two putting for a bogey. That's good golf as far as I'm concerned. So ninth hole, it's a lovely hole actually. That green in the middle of the fairway, or that bunker rather, in the middle of the fairway, is not really in reach. Certainly when the wind's not behind. But that was a decent enough shot. It's going to leave me in a good position to take a second shot into the green. There's some big mounds on the right, and if you miss there, you're back into the first fairway. So a medium miss is bad news. A really bad miss actually puts you in a good spot on the fairway as long as you don't kill any of the other members playing down the first. So there's a lot of shouting of four on this hole. Here you'll see again, chip goes left, I believe, on this shot. Really something going on there, which I need to fix. But end result was okay. Again, putting for par and just leaving it a touch short.
You took it. Camera shy.
Camera shy indeed, as my son John said. But there you go, a five. So 12 over on the front nine. Um, that's about 3 or 4 strokes. So I need to adjust that. That should be, say, 12 over. That's about 3 or 4 strokes higher than it should be for me. Triple bogey on the first, double bogey on the second. The rest of the round was actually not terrible. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be working on the back nine over the next day or two, and I'll get that up as well. But if you like the channel, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, hit the notification, all the other good stuff. I'm going to be playing some other courses when I get around to it. I want to highlight some of the courses around Wicklow and then around further around Ireland that I think are beautiful and the ones that I enjoy playing. So if you have a suggestion of a course you want me to showcase, let me know. If you want to invite me to come play with you on what your home course, if you think it should be online more, happy to do that. I'll even pay my own green fee, obviously. I just want to get out there and I want to showcase the beauty that is Irish golf in all its glory, both in fine weather and foul. Obviously, we're coming into the winter months, so there's going to be a lot of rainy golf, I would say, being filmed. But yeah, anyway, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you all soon.